Hello everyone, this is me Khyati Maheshwari and you're watching my channel Charted Logics by Khyati Maheshwari. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you can get notified whenever a new video comes. So this is going to be my second lecture for CA Inter-Law English. What we have studied till now is what do you mean by company, characteristics of company and lifting of corporate wheel. Okay. If you doesn't watch this video, then I will provide the link in the I button and you can check that out. I would like if you watch that video first and then jump into this video. Okay, so this is going to be our second lecture for chapter number 1. What we are going to study today is kinds of company. Kinds of company. That means what are the kinds of company that we have. We will divide kinds of company into 6 parts, 6 bases basically. Okay, the 6 bases we can divide companies. So a company can be this, in this also, this, in this also, in this also. This is only the basic. Like we also know maths, we also know accounts. We are dividing students on the basically from which field it is, maths and accounts. So commerce and maths, you can be in both commerce as well and in math list also. Okay, like in the same way we are dividing the company on basis. So according to incorporation, that means how the company has been incorporated. We can divide companies into 3 parts, that is a chartered company, statutory company and registered company. Registered company, we all know that we have studied in this in previous lecture, which is the company which is incorporated under this act or any other previous company law. Means it is incorporated under a law. It is incorporated. We have to fill forms, e-forms, etc. And then we have registered the company as per Companies Act 2013. So it is the registered company that we have to register a company. Okay, and then the statutory company. A statutory company is a kind of company which is incorporated by a act or by the act of law or the act of the government due to parliamentary law, etc. So a company like LIC, a company like LIC, UTI or even ICAI, ICSI is formed due to a act. Okay, it is formed due to a act which is the ICAI Act. You know, ICAI also have a act. On the basis of that act only ICAI has been formed. So ICAI is basically a statutory company. Okay, so we have studied the registered company which has been registered under Companies Act, a statutory company which has been formed under any act, and the chartered company. Now chartered company is not in the existence at this time. This is in existence when British companies formed. When British company formed before independence, then chartered company logic comes. Okay, now we have done with our first basis is the according to incorporation. We can divide any company on these 3 bases. Now the company can be formed in the chartered company which is not in the existence, and then it must be a statutory company or a company registered under the law. Okay, I hope you got it. Let's move on to the next basis. Let us move on to the next basis. The next basis is according to membership. According to membership means a company can be divided according to the members or the number of members it has. On 3 kinds of company, which is a private company, public company and a one person company. A private company must have a minimum of 7 members. A private company must have a minimum of 2 numbers of members. A public company must have 7 numbers of members, and a OPC can be formed by 1 person only. So on the basis of membership or the transferability of shares, the companies can be divided into 3 parts, that is the private company, the public company and the OPC, one person company. one person can be formed by one person only. Public company, which is open for the public, it can take deposits from the company, that is the money from the public. And the private company, there are three types of restrictions, okay, that we will study in detail later on. So there are private companies, public companies, and OPC, that is a one person company which can be formed by only one person by filling and registering into the Companies Act 2013. I hope you understanding what I am trying to tell you. If not, must comment down below or send me your queries into our Telegram group. Now the third basis is according to control, that is a company can be. Basically in your course given it is holding and subsidiary, but I'm also going to cover two additional topics for you for your understanding and knowledge purpose only, that is the associate company and the joint venture company. This is only for the knowledge purpose and it is not covered in your course. Maybe associate only but not joint venture, I think. According to control, holding company is a company which holds 50% or more shares, that means above majority shares in any company. That company is called its subsidiary company. And a company which holds its maximum number of shares which can change its or pass OR means ordinary resolution, that is the 51%, that is the maximum amount of shares. If a company holds in another share by purchasing its shares, then that company is known as holding company and the other company is known as subsidiary company. Okay, the holding company and the subsidiary company, holding the one which has controlled over the subsidiary company, and the subsidiary company which under the control of the holding company. Now what is associate company? Associate company, now holding company holds more than 51% of shares, but the associate company, two companies become associate in each other with when either of them holding more than 20% of shares. Suppose A holds 21% shares in B, then A and B are both associate companies. Okay, neither of them are holding or subsidiary, they both called associate companies. Now what is joint venture company? Suppose A and B are separate company and they are in the same line of business. Suppose biscuits, they both manufacture biscuits. Now they come into an agreement called joint venture and decided to produce jointly. This is known as joint venture company. When under an agreement, two companies are formed joint venture. Okay, I hope you understanding this concept also. Now fourth basis is known as according to liability or the number of share capital. According to the number of share capital, liability means the how the company members are liable, how the company's members are liable. Limited company means the companies whose members or whose shareholders are limited by. Limited company means when a company is going to wind up, the liability of their members to pay their money is up to a limited sum of money which they are agreed upon. But in unlimited company, the liability of the members are unlimited, just like in partnership firm. Now limited company can be limited by its shares or limited by its guarantee. Shares means the amount of shares. Suppose 10 or plus 5 is the amount. 10 plus 5 means 10 is the face value, 5 is the premium, then 15 rupees. Then every members who have purchased the shares has been limited its liability to 15 rupees per share. And if suppose 10 rupees is paid, then only 5 rupees, the unpaid amount of capital, the liability of that members is limited up to that factor. Now guarantee company, the guarantee company means the company on which the liability is limited up to the guarantee given each by of its members. Okay, so limited company and unlimited company. In limited company, limited by shares and limited by guarantee. Now let's move on to another basis. The another basis is according to ownership. According to ownership means who owns the company. It can be a government company which is owned by the government. How a company can be owned by the government? Just like holding and subsidiary, if in any company the government hold more than 51% of shares, either by central government or by state governments or together with central government or state government or state governments, if they hold 51% of share in any damn company, then this is going to be called as government company. Okay, foreign company means a company. Okay, I am not going to come upon deep into this because you are going to learn about it in final exams, but for the sake of understanding, a foreign company is a company which is doing its business or somehow related to India, but it is incorporated outside India, but it is made or it is registered outside India. Okay, that is known as a foreign company according to Indian perspective. Now, a company registered under any act, that is the statutory company which is owned by the act or basically the government. Now, according to ownership, it can be divided into three parts: government company, foreign company, and company registered under any act which is known as basically statutory companies. Now, the sixth basis are companies as per their objective. What is the objective of any company? Like what I am doing is non for profit. Okay, so a company can also have an objective for non-for-profit organization, which is known as non-for-profit organization, which is basically known as Section 8 companies. Okay, because it is formed under Section 8 of the Companies Act 2013. Okay, financial company which is doing any business relating to finance like shares, etc. Investment company which do its investment in anything like in business or in share market, etc. Producer company is a company which is basically related to agro activities. Okay, we are going to understand it later further. Now with this, and I'm going to end our today's lecture, the types of companies. I'm going to take up another lectures also for CA Interlaw in English. Please tell me and comment down below if you are understanding the perspective and what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, please do comment down below and stay connected with me on my Telegram group. The link of it will be provided in the description below. Do subscribe to my channel if you like this video. Thank you very much.